Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm here with the Ombre effect flower, and I'm going to show you how to make it into a ring specifically. Although if you want, you can figure out how to make it into a bracelet yourself. And I do have a slight cold, that's why my voice is different. Nothing to worry about, I'm getting over it. But anyways, let's get started. So you're going to need to make 5 petals for this ring, or whatever you decide to use the flower for. And see right here, I don't use a cap band in the middle, I use a jump ring. So you'll want to pick out a jump ring to use that should be around the size of a normal Rainbow Loom cap band, or maybe a tiny bit smaller, but not much. And then you're going to pick out some bands for your ring portion, and a clip for your ring. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to show you how to make the petal first. So to start off, you take one of your bands that you're using for the tip of the petal, which I'm using this Solar Moon band, I think that's the color they call it. It goes from like this whitish color to pink, pinkish purple. And I'm just going to twist it like that. And then put it on my hook. So I have 3 loops. And the reason I twist it is so that, like, as you can see right here, now the bands are twisting, they're all kind of like flat. I just find twisting it beforehand makes it look better. But anyways, then you pick up 2 of your first color, which I'm using pink for. And you pull them both through this one triple capped band that you have on your hook. And then put the other bands back on, making sure that the same 2 halves of a band are in the middle and the same 2 halves of a band are on the outside. And then take one more pink, pull it through these first 2, pick up the outer pink, pull a pink band through these first 2, pick up the outer pink, and then do this one more time. So after you add on your pair of pink bands, then you loop 3 through. Now at this point, you're going to take a helper band. This is a band you're not actually weaving in. It's a band that you're just using to help you make your little petal. And I'm just using gold knit for it. I would recommend using a silicone or rounded band as your helper band, that way it doesn't stretch out. But anyways, then you pull the helper band through these first bands, except the last 2. And then take a clip and clip only the helper band. And then for the next section, you're going to want to made sure that these bands back here stayed in order. They didn't uncross or like do anything weird. And you're going to take your next color, which I'm using glow purple for. You're going to pull it through these 2 bands. Then you're going to pick up the outer one and put that purple back on your hook. Then you're going to pick up the pink over here, the first pink in the sequence of pinks that you just use the helper band to hold on to. And you take that purple, pull it through these first 3 bands here, pick up the outer purple and the outer pink. Put the next pink on your hook, pull the purple through the first 4 bands now, pick up the outer purple and pink, put the next pink on your hook, pull the purple through, first 4, pick up the outer 2, and then pull a purple through the first 3, and just pick up the outer purple. Now you're going to unclip half of the helper band, pull it out of these pinks, but keep it holding on to these two pinks here at the end that you haven't looped through yet. Put the helper band back on your hook, pull it through these first two purples, and then reclip it. And then, before you reclip it, make sure you also get these three purples here as well. Then you can clip it. And then your final color sequence, I'm going to do blue for. Pull this blue, can't hold on, there we go. Pull this blue through these two purples here. Pick up the inner purple. Put the next purple on your hook. Pull the blue through the first three bands. Pick up the outer blue and purple. Put your hook through the next purple band. Pull the blue through the first four bands. Pick up the outer two. Put your hook through the next purple band. Pull a blue band through the first four. Pick up the outer two. And then pull a blue band through the first three. Pick up the outer blue. And then you put this purple, this pair of purples that you clipped on the helper band back on your hook. And then put the pinks back on your hook. Then unclip the helper band, pull it out, and then pull a moon band through everything. And then you're gonna find like a hook or even just like a skewer, like a bamboo skewer that you find in your kitchen. And you're going to put this onto it. So as you can see, I have this crochet hook over here where I put all the other four petals. So I'm just gonna scoot them back and make way for this one. Make sure when you put it on that it's facing the same direction as the other petals. So I'll just string that on here. And there we go. Now to finish up your ring, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this jump ring, and if it's closed, you're going to open it like this. You're not going to pull out like that, because again, when you twist it open, it's easier to close tightly again, which is important if you want your flower to actually stay together, which I'm sure you do. And you're just going to put this jump ring through all these little ending bands of these petals. Might be semi-difficult, but I've been able to do it, so you should too. Just kind of put it through the bands, I guess. What I like to do is I like to have it holding on to a few bands. Right now I have it holding on to 3. Then I just pull bands up and over and onto the cat band. Sorry, I'm not really explaining right now. But to fill the gap, do you guys want to hear about the weird dream that I had last night? I was like dreaming, I don't know, about something. And then I was like hearing about some guy that was like, you know, sneaking into people's cars and hiding in their back seat. I don't know if it was to like freak them out. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But So I was like, oh darn, that sounds scary and spooky. And then I got in the car and the dude was back there and I didn't know about it. And when I got to my destination, which was, I don't even remember in the dream, I remember the people I was with were like, oh my gosh, there's someone in the back of the car. And I was like, ruh-roh. And then when we went back there was this like giant Ritz cracker just like chilling in the back seat, and they were like screaming at it because it was apparently, I think it was the guy dressed, I don't know, he was a very convincing Ritz cracker. And I don't even know what triggered that dream. I mean, there was this like video I watched yesterday about like top 5 like urban legends that came true or something. That was probably it, because there's like this whole urban legend about a guy hiding in like the back of some lady's car. But I don't know where the Ritz cracker came from. I don't eat Ritz crackers like ever. And like, I have no clue where that came from. I haven't even seen a Ritz cracker in months. And I didn't even think about them yesterday, so I have no clue where that came from. Alright, so hopefully you observed what I was doing here. As you can see, all the bands are safely on the little cat jump ring. I keep calling them cat bands, but they're jump rings. And now to finish it off, all I do is twist it closed like that. And after it's nice and tightly closed, you gotta make sure this gap in here is as small as possible. You can pull out your skewer or whatever you put your petals on. I forgot to mention, these petals are the exact same copies of the one that I just showed. And you would just repeat that step until you have enough petals, and then, you know, put the jump ring on them like I showed. But anyways, there we go, there's your flower. Now to make it into a ring, what you do is you go into one of these like pairs of bands here, just like in the middle of, like right in between 2 petals, and then you're gonna pull a band through them like so. And then I like to pull through 3 more to match my finger size. And then you take your clip. This clip is frosty because I just like used a nail file to sand it down. And then clip that band right here. And then you do this on the other side. So the other side I'd say is over here. Just whatever is directly across from it. Because like, since there are 5 petals, it's not going to be like an entirely like, you know, I don't know, even thing that you do, if you get what I'm trying to say. But just go to the one that's directly across from it, because that's the closest one. I don't know, I'm babbling by now. Just go to the pair that's across from the pair that you just went into. And then pull a band through it and do the same exact thing over again. And then you're going to find the other strand that you did this with. And make sure everything's facing the same way. And then clip this other end. And there you go, there's your ring. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.